What's up, my producer friends, and welcome back to a new Dive in Live tutorial. And today we're going to talk about TrackSpacer, one of my favorite plugins in the world. Let's play it from here. This is a track I'm working on.
You know, just doing stuff. It's been that way from the 90s till about then. Chicago.
So it's like this sort of like deep house tune with lots of reverb on the vocal, like a nice Fred P interview that I used. But yeah, the track spacer, the guy that I'm talking about is this guy, and this is an amazing tool. It's like a sidechain, but it's a sidechain with EQ built in, a 32 band EQ if I'm not mistaken. And this plugin won various prizes, and it's very easy. If I would solo kick and bass, you can already see what it's doing. It's ducking whenever the kick comes in, because here at sidechain I put kick. And then the cool thing is you have a low cut and a high cut. And you can sort of set the range that you want that low cut or high cut where you want it. So if you use it more on like a vocal, you might want to say, okay, I have a vocal and a guitar which are conflicting. You put the sidechain, you put it on the vocal, and you put the sidechain of the guitar, or you put it on the guitar and put the sidechain on the vocal, that every time the vocal comes, it's going to duck that range, for instance. Depends on where the input's coming. You see, it's also depending on where the input is. In this case, it's the low end. So for a bass, if you have everything, let's say here you see the frequencies, I want to say, okay, I only want to duck the sub, like everything under 120 hertz, for instance, but like the mids frequencies of the bass, the lower mids and the higher mids, I don't want to sidechain. So this is a great way to sort of sidechain things that you don't want to sidechain in full. You don't want to get this super pumpy effect, but with the ratio over the amount, you can actually make it super intense. And on this one, especially on this one, it's really hearable. I tend to find the ratios very low work the best for me because it's very subtle. So yeah, get TrackSpacer. It's not that expensive and it's a super nice tool. There's also a way, if you click here, that you can have the advanced panel. You can set the attack and release. You can do mid-side if you want to go super deep. And you can pan it even if you want to. I don't know what the sidechain thing is doing actually. Yeah, it's you know, I usually don't really use the attack and release. I use it just like this. But if you want to go deeper, you feel that it needs to attack a bit faster, you can always take it down and make the release a bit faster or whatnot if you want that. But it's an amazing tool. I use it always on my kick and bass, and sometimes if I want to get a vocal or another sound out of the way of another sound, like maybe a stab and a pad, you know, that every time the stab comes in, the pad gets ducked away by the stab, then it's a really nice tool. It's one of my favorite new sidechain methods. I used to use Kickstart as well, but I haven't been using that for a long time. And also just a regular compressor I don't use so much anymore. I just find myself using TrackSpacer over and over again. So I hope this inspires you. And a short, powerful tutorial once again. If you like what I do, please subscribe. If you have any suggestions for what the next video should be about, leave your suggestion in the comments, and I'll have a look if what I can do for you. And yeah, keep following the tribe, keep making music. See you at the next one.